Hello, Enrico. Nice to see you.
Ciao, bellissimo.
Enrico, tell me, please, have you ever been envious about other people being so professional when they share their content with the others?
Envious is a big word, but I think if I relate to that to myself. So yeah, I wanted to be like them. I was envious that they were so good and I was so noob and I wanted to get there. So yeah, that's my
Yeah.
interpretation.
So I feel you because I happen to be jealous when I look at coaches who are masterfully able to present the knowledge they have. Very often when I face the subject myself, I feel that I am severely deficient. To give you some example, once we start our podcast, I wanted to share a lot of code tips and tricks, some tool usage hints, stuff like that. But then I tried it and I discovered how hard it is, especially in a very narrow time window. So today, let me share with you my recent learning, which is a SliDev tool, which already helped me prepare better presentations and I hope will help me even more in the future. So what is this? Basically, this is the presentation slides for developers. And you are not a developer, of course, you still can use it, but I think it's especially beneficial for the people with some tech knowledge. All you can do is to make one of these comments, depending on which package manager you are using, and this will just help you to start with official starter template, which is something like this. I put a little more here, but in general, you are doing this. Later, you are installing dependencies like for many other projects, and you can immediately start it. I will do this right now. And so once I started, it just opened my presentation. So this is my presentation. I can press space to go further. Here I will show you very shortly what is the navigation in this project. So if I will just make it bigger, if you go with your mouse here, you will find a way of like different tools you can use. For example, you can make it full window, or you can go to the next next slide or just next animation or whatever. You can find your slides here, stuff like this. I will not talk about everything, but you can even like write here or record everything on your computer if you need this. So it is very handy. Let's go further. We have some basic keyboard shortcuts, which are left, right, stuff like this, up, down to just go to the next slides. And this is one of the basic slides I prepared. I will just make it a little smaller. And now I will tell you how to manage these slides. So basically, we have a slides file, and my whole presentation is here. As I wrote here, it's a mix of Markdown and HTML. So let's focus on this one slide. Just to create a slide, I'm putting these 3 dashes, and it creates a new, sorry, it's not this slide. This is this one, and this creates a new slide for me. So if I will just make another 3 dashes here, and I will put something, I can save it, my presentation will be refreshed, and I have another slide. So in between this and this, I have another slide. I can put some layout on it. So I will remove this one. Let's focus on the next one I prepared. So as you can see, it has layout, which is called image right. I can make it, for example, image left. There are a couple of layouts which are already prepared. I can say, for example, center. Everything will be on center, or I don't know, default. Default one is something like this. Or cover or whatever. Let's return to, sorry, it was image right. So you can find in docs what are the layouts, but it's very convenient to create it and fast to process with that. You can even put your own styles. So as you can see, I just put my own styles here and apply this by some class to my element. As you can see, some of the elements are, showing later. And this happens by just adding v-click attribute to the element. So it will just not appear immediately, but once you click. Also, everything here is hackable, which means that you can, for example, create a button somewhere in the middle. I just put it here, and it's just on click happens some JavaScript magic, right? So you can just do whatever you want because it's like a normal JavaScript project. let's go further. So as I said, you can create whatever you want, but at the same time, it's a lot of built-in things which are just very helpful. For example, code snippets. You can just make it. I will show you what's the thing. So it's another slide. We have code, and for this one, I just put TypeScript support. So you can see it's highlighted regarding my TypeScript code, but also I can animate the choosing client, stuff like this. I can point you something. I will not tell you about this code because it's nothing very fancy here. But in general, I can do even more. So I can change all of these animations with Monaco race. And right now I have a built-in editor, which will even give me the right clues. Like here, I left some error to say that, it's a function. So you probably mean to call it. Yes. And right now it's gone. So I have also auto-completion, whatever, stuff like that. So it's really very convenient and I guess cool. Okay, let's return to what we have before. I want to show you a couple more things. So there are built-in components, like, for example, the one for YouTube. You only put YouTube ID and you can watch your YouTube video here. Another one for tweet. I just get one of your tweets to show you that it's so easy to embed this one. And there are much more. For example, it's a one which shows you how much slides do you have. Another one which shows you which slide you are currently on, stuff like this. But there are also things, and this is really crazy, you can even embed your own components written in Vue. So I have one written here and I can use it here. Still, it's a markdown file, yes? So you can just put a HTML containing your own Vue components and it will be applied here. Okay, and another one built in is just table of contents to show you how it looks like. So as an icing on the cake, I will show you the last one, which is just iframe. So I put SliDev web page and it's still, accessible. You can click whatever you want because this is the iframe from the page. And just to sum up, believe me, there is so much more. There is the presenter mode, which I didn't even mention because of the time, and built-in support for LaTeX Mac equations or diagrams, or finally, there are several ways you can export your stuff, which means you can create PDFs or PNGs, or my favorite one, you can create single-page application. So you can just publish this as a web page somewhere. And it's just as easy as I show you. It's just, one comment to build it and have it. So just give it a shot and you will not regret.
This was insane. I mean, I love it. This is one of these kind of little snippets that really increase the kind of tools I can use to do my job. So thank you much. I really like it. I think for developing a related presentation, this is very powerful. For making demos and screwing them up, hopefully not. This should be a great tool. Thank you for sharing.
I hope I will use it in shortest future, so we will have even more code snippets here as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
See you next time.
Bye.